Hi everybody, welcome to Train Forever. I'm Andrew Barr, and today I'm breaking down a warm-up designed for a lower body focused workout, aka leg day. This warm-up that I'll be covering would work well for most recreational lifters, especially when we consider that the average person barely warms up at all. Now, not all leg days are the same, so for the purposes of today's video, the hypothetical workout that we're preparing for is built around squats. Here's a quick list of everything that's in the warm-up that I'll be going over today. What I'd really like to accomplish today is to go through a warm-up from start to finish and explain why certain techniques or movements are good choices, and maybe clarify or demystify what we're really trying to accomplish with the warm-up, and maybe even bust a myth or two. Let's get into it. First is foam rolling. Foam rolling is a great technique. Contrary to popular belief, it doesn't do much in the way of breaking down adhesions or scar tissue, but what it does do is reduce neural tone, and this can lead to better movement and reduced pain and stiffness, both in the workout and after. Not everybody needs to roll every muscle. A lot of people benefit by rolling muscle groups such as the tensor fasciae lata, or TFL, a little muscle on the outside of the hip, or the lateral quad or the quadriceps group before doing their lower body workouts. Whatever muscles you do roll, ensure that the pressure is tolerable and that you're able to maintain a relaxed style of breathing while rolling. In terms of the amount to do, 10 slow rolls per muscle group is a good starting point. Next, let's look at static stretching. Wait, static stretching before a workout? Yes, absolutely yes. Now, you may not need to do any static stretching before your workout, but similar to foam rolling, it can be a useful inhibitory input that calms an overactive muscle and can help lead to better movement quality and reduce sensations of pain and stiffness both in the workout and after. You might really benefit by doing some targeted static stretching based on your unique posture and any compensation patterns that you may have. When done before other dynamic mobility exercises that I'll get to shortly, static stretching can help increase the available range of motion and improve movement quality in your main lifts. Before a squat-focused workout, a lot of people would benefit from doing some stretching of the adductors, or the muscles of the inner thigh, as shown here, and also stretching the muscles that internally rotate the hips. One example of which is stretching towards the trail leg in a 90-90 position. As for how long to hold each stretch, I really like Mike Boyle's recommendation of holding a static stretch for 5 deep breaths. This means that you're holding each stretch for between 20 to 30 seconds, depending on how fast you breathe, and it helps ensure that your focus is on the breath, which can help you be relaxed in the stretch, which is important to get the benefits of the stretch. If you're finding this content useful and informative, go ahead and give me a like, and make sure you hit subscribe so you never miss another training tip. I'll be putting out a new video each week to help you get the most out of your training sessions. Thanks so much. I really appreciate your support. Next, let's look at activation drills. Some muscles benefit from inhibitory inputs. Others need excitatory inputs or activation drills. A great example in the lower body is the gluteus maximus, or the muscles of your butt. These are very often underdeveloped, inhibited, and have low tone. A simple set of something like a glute bridge can help increase your mind-muscle connection to that muscle group, increase neural drive, and make it that much easier to recruit and use your glute muscles when you get into your strength exercises like squats. Although the glute bridge isn't a cure-all exercise, one set of 10 reps in a warm-up can make a big difference. Next, we're looking at specific mobility exercises. It can be very useful to do movements that improve mobility even transiently, in areas that are common sources of restriction in the exercises that you'll be doing in your workout. An example of a specific mobility exercise or approach for the squat would be movements that help open up the hips. A Spider-Man stretch is a great example of a dynamic hip opening exercise. Another example that I really love is something I call bend, sit, reach, stand. This reverse engineers a overhead deep squat, so to speak, and it helps challenge coordination. I do need to mention that although this is a lower body focused warm-up and workout that we're reviewing, that it's always important to warm up the entire body for best results. Holding the plank position in the Spider-Man and the movement of the arms in the bend and sit, reach, stand probably does provide a bare minimum amount of upper body movement as part of this warm-up, but in practice, I would probably include some push-ups or some med ball throws too. I just didn't want to lose focus on the lower body theme of today's video. To help ensure that we can perform our best and have access to our full strength potential before getting into our strength training, we need to do some exercises that stimulate our central nervous system, or CNS. The best CNS exercises are going to be at least somewhat related to the movements that you're doing in the workout, but more importantly, they involve speed. Moving quickly mobilizes the nervous system in a way that's very relevant for strength training, and it also is a way to microdose, so to speak, power training, which is a physical quality that's very important for everybody and is often overlooked. Doing some CNS work in the warm-up is a great way to ensure a minimum amount of power training in your workouts, although I would encourage most people to do a little bit more if safe to do so. I'm a big fan of the sprinter pose drill that I first got from Ken Clark. In addition to the very useful speed component, it also has benefits for improving dynamic balance and gait mechanics. Jumping or plyometric drills, like a counter movement jump, best done with maximum intent and full recovery, also go a long way to helping you prepare for the hard work that is to come. These types of exercises have the added benefit of increasing cardiovascular output, increasing muscle temperature, and helping you get a sweat going. Now, I would never recommend choosing power exercises to specifically develop your conditioning, but the fact of the matter is that the intensity of these exercises does elicit a cardiovascular response that can help achieve that pretty fundamental warm-up objective of getting warm. So now you're good and warm and ready to get into your main lift of the day, which for us, again, is squats. But it would be foolish to just dive right in to working with your training weight. Let's say that your workout for the day involves doing 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps with 255 pounds, just hypothetically. Rather than going straight to that weight, you could first do a set with an empty bar, a set at 135, a set at 185, and then a set at 225 to help prepare you for the actual training sets. This has tons of benefits. For one, it's an opportunity to practice the movement. Check in with your squat stance for the day. Ensure that you have a good bracing strategy and that you're holding the bar nice and tight. Practice these skills when the stakes are lower and you're not actually doing your training so that you can really nail your training sets. Plus, it has the added advantage of additional mobilization of the nervous system to help you be optimally prepared once you get into your main focus of the day. All in, including ramp-up sets, a thorough warm-up won't take more than 15 minutes, and it is absolutely 100% worth the time that it takes. For one, a warm-up is probably the best injury reduction strategy that we have available. Now, most people know that, and it doesn't seem to be a particularly powerful motivator driving good warm-up participation. So instead, I want to highlight the performance-enhancing potential of a warm-up. A warm-up can help you crush your workouts. If you want to feel great when you get into your main lift and you want to hit PRs all the time, a thorough warm-up done efficiently and built on principles similar to what we covered today is your best bet. I hope you thought today's video was useful, and if you did, please give me a like and make sure you hit subscribe so you never miss another training tip. I'll be putting out a new video each week to help you get the most out of your training sessions. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.